Hello, welcome to the Deadpan Parade, and I'm your host, Margaret Thatcher. Today is Thursday, May 28th, 2026. Not that it matters. I'm doing this a little earlier today to see if that helps get some views. Nobody's watching, so I'm basically just talking to myself, which is fine because I do that anyway. So I might as well record it. Uh, Yesterday, I drove Uber as I usually do, and I had a couple in from Atlanta, Georgia, and they were talking about the prevalence of the driverless taxis out here, or Waymos or Waynos, as some people call them. And they told me about a story where in the news in Atlanta, apparently one of the Waymos drove directly into floodwaters. Luckily, nobody was in the car, but the Waymo got stranded, and they had to do what they do, I guess. Um, and then that got me to thinking about my own experience being an Uber driver. I see these things every day, all day long. They're everywhere. They all used to have drivers in them to help map the territory, but now there are no drivers, and some of them are even trickling in on the highways. But just thinking about the story that couple told me, I did have a few an incident, pretty scary incident with one, probably 2 weeks ago, where the word stop was written on the ground. I don't know if there was a stop sign there. I didn't have a stop sign. I actually had the right of way, but just being careful, I decided to stop at that intersection, which was in a kind of like a mall type of area. But it was definitely a street, but it was in like a mall area, so you shouldn't be going 60 miles an hour. You should be going probably 15. But this self driver, this driverless taxi or the Waymo at the intersection just went zoomed right through it. Didn't stop, didn't slow down. It was doing probably 25 to 30 miles an hour. Uh, and if I would have went, I would have gotten T-boned by it. And so luckily, I'm the human here, so I guess I'm the one that needs to have the brains. And I've seen these things run over pylons. I've seen them; they'll cut right out, and I've had them cut out in front of me, within feet away. They're very aggressive, and that's another thing the couple yesterday mentioned is how aggressive they are. They get up to speed right away, and I pulled up next to one yesterday trying to get in over a lane, and instead of slowing down, it just sped up like a regular human idiot driver. So these things, are questionable at best, and that just leads me to this whole AI technology running the show here. And personally, I don't think it's going to work. What I honestly think is going to happen is there's going to be a massive catastrophe, whether it be a nuke launched by one of these computers, or a terrible accident where multiple people are taken out. And I don't know if you heard about the incidents in San Francisco where the street lights went out, the stoplights, everything was out, and these things just stopped right in their tracks. So if emergency vehicle had to get through, fire truck and ambulance, police, whatever, they can't get through. So now it's a public nuisance. So this it just leads me back to, I personally don't think this is a long haul plan. And I could be totally wrong, and I hope I'm not. But I do think that there's going to be some sort of a massive catastrophe that occurs, and then human beings are gonna ponder the direction that we're all seem to be on board with, hook, line, sinker, with no apparent thinking behind it, like we always do. And that also, the couple yesterday mentioned that the Pope was talking about AI and its relation to the Tower of Babel, and I think that's where we're headed. It's not going to work. So mark my words. We'll see what happens. And on with some random thoughts, because this is supposed to be a funny channel. And again, I'm not yelling, but if it sounds like I'm yelling, I am Italian and it runs in the blood. So forgive me. Random thought number one. Yesterday, I got in a self-driving taxi and it dropped me off at the zoo in Kansas City. Unfortunately, my actual destination was the airport in Phoenix, Arizona. Random, this is a question. Number two, does anybody else miss the days when people had at least 4 brain cells in their head? Or am I the only one? Random thought number 3. I sometimes find myself wondering if DuPont Chemical is the reason Niagara Falls glows in the dark. I'm from Niagara Falls. That's where Love Canal was. DuPont had a heavy presence there. Everything is toxic there, even the people. Fun fact number 4, GM has designed a refrigerator that will last for more than 6 days. They just won't let you have one. And if you're not aware, GM is the alleged inventor of planned obsolescence. So the geniuses finally figured out that if they make things that last forever, nobody's going to need to buy another one. So what do? They make it last for 6 days, and then you got to buy, a new car, a new refrigerator, new this, a new that. Genius. And if it seems like I'm angry, it's because I am. On with the video. Question number 5. Where would America be without Mickey Mouse? All hail Mickey Mouse. Fun fact number 6. There's a deadly new respiratory virus rampaging through America. It's called, thankfully, most people are dumb beyond belief. Fun fact number 7. After I realized I'm not them, most people make me feel much better about myself. And I'm not bragging. It's a low bar. Fun fact number 8. I tend to judge most restaurants by whether or not their food smells worse than their restrooms. Fun fact number 9. Everything we think we know was taught to us by somebody who was even dumber than we are. Here's a quote, number 10. Just because an item doesn't work or perform its actual function does not mean it can't be sold for a profit. I think that was J.P. Morgan that said that. The older one. There was 2 of them. Random thought number 11. I sometimes find myself wondering how many Americans realize that the only thing holding this economy together is pop rivets and duct tape. And this is actually the last one, random thought number 12. I sometimes find myself wondering how many Americans realize that George Jetson wasn't a real person. Let me just repeat that because I stumbled on my words. I sometimes find myself wondering how many Americans realize that George Jetson wasn't a real person. So there you have it. There's our list of random thoughts and my tirade for today. I hope you laughed. I hope you didn't cry too much. Uh, Please like, subscribe to the channel. Please tell your friends and enemies and neighbors and dogs and cats about the channel. Please leave a comment. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you for watching.